Once again, it's on. What up, family? This is the General. We black again. Real talk. Y'all already know what it is. We taking all questions on the General on Sara Suten Seti YouTube page. Bring some heat. Yeah. Bring some heat. Yeah, let me put it. We got that 24/7. We got the 24/7 live streaming on Sara and General Seti. We black, family. We black. We in the house. Family piling up too. They run right in. Like, here we is. We in the house. That's right. We in the house. We're going to get busy. We're going to be taking on all. We're going to take a few questions. Because I be long-winded. I be goddamn long-winded. That's right. So they ain't doing it like that. Yeah. Another house that said he built. You know what I'm saying? The house that said he built. Oh man. We're in the house, family. Let me put that live stream in there for all the family out there. Just make sure y'all, all you have to do is go to the home page. All you have to do is go to the home page. And it's there. Let me see. I should have been had that up. They shouldn't, I mean, they shouldn't have to be afraid. And they fucking, they know they out of pocket. Some of them is, not all. You know what I'm saying? But you know good goddamn well, you can't come in and people then taught far and then just think you could uproot people teachings and think they ain't gonna fire back on you. I mean, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? And they thinking, see, a lot of people think the general, but I'm coming. I'm gonna just let you exhaust yourself with all that bullshit. And then I'm gonna get out there on that head. I'm gonna get out there on that head for real. Yeah, I'm gonna get out there on that head. And when it requires you to go beyond what I know you don't know. And like I say, them couple of questions that I had didn't put a whole lot of motherfuckers. I ain't heard one motherfucker answer it yet. Even the top motherfuckers ain't brought no and won't answer it. Cause it ain't no goddamn answer. You see, that's a dagger of a motherfucking lifetime. You know what I'm saying? That's the dagger of a lifetime. Yeah, I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna get back to debating and shit. But the quality of what the quality of what motherfuckers is talking about out here is like real low frequency. You know what I'm saying? I can't, you have to have a certain level of scholarship. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to get back to a motherfucker that's ready to go slide for slide. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. Too many niggas out here is preachers today. They preach. When you go on my shit, I got so many videos of where I'm putting, some visuals and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's me. I got to visualize it. You know what I'm saying? You know, and so the level of how motherfuckers is even coming today is, I mean, it's beneath me. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, at this point, you know, at this point, is really, you know, I don't see who I would debate. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't even see who the fuck I would debate, and I'm just being real. You know, I would just teach. You know, continue to teach. I'm gonna, you know, get back to community lectures. I've been off the scene for a minute, but look how long I was on the scene. You know what I'm saying? Shit, you know how many public lectures? People don't know. I done did over 700, 800 public lectures. Even though people ain't seen me, I done did over 800 public lectures. You know, that's a lot of lectures and shit. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, for a long time, I was on the road. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? My body was like, nigga, for real. When I took a break, man, it took my body, man, years, man, to get them damn, you know, just sitting in the car. Cause at first, like me and my crew, BPC, we was driving. That just show you how the level, how dedicated the team was. We didn't have no motherfucking plane tickets and shit. That's how motherfuckers got around. You know what I'm saying? We wanted the whole team. You know, really, I probably, I could have got, but I wanted my team, you know what I'm saying, with me. And so we rolled together and shit. We got the rentals and shit and we drove. You know, I didn't drive, my team drove. You know what I'm saying? They looked out for me, they drove and I rested and shit, you know. And yeah, man, shit, for probably the first like 4 years of me doing lectures, I was on the motherfucking road. You know what I'm saying? And man, my damn back, man, like, man, that shit was like, fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? Then I had no choice but to elevate. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all, and so people had to get my plane ticket. But that just show you the commitment. Yeah. Yeah, it was. It was for a minute. It was for a minute, but them niggas, they had other alternatives. They was the ones responsible for that. You know, they was responsible for that. And that's why they in the predicament. All them niggas is in the predicament that they in right motherfucking now. You see what I'm saying? Them niggas didn't have the best benefit. Them niggas was trying to get fame and shit. You know? Them niggas was trying to get fame and shit. They wasn't worried about the community and shit. They was trying to get some notoriety and shit. Yeah, for real. Uh-huh. Yeah, for real. But I foresaw that shit. I seen it happening. I seen it happen. You know what I'm saying? And I told motherfuckers, if motherfucker and people came up there and said it, but I had already, you know what I'm saying? I don't got no problem calling no names. I do. I foreseen it because even when I debated polite, you see what I'm saying? When I went to when I was debating that nigga and I was putting some shit up there on the screen, yeah, and the way that nigga, and I told niggas, I said that nigga acted like I had some pictures of his ass. You see what I'm saying? That's why the motherfuckers was in there acting erratic. They was like, wait a minute, this nigga might got some pictures on me. And that motherfucker went erratic. You know what I'm saying? But I told motherfuckers, I was like, God damn, nigga, what the fuck is wrong with you? But that just show you the hypocrisy in this shit. The nigga talking about he had his daughter and shit. Nigga, we going to war, nigga. Don't bring your daughter up in here, nigga. We going to war. All ammunition will be used. You know what I'm saying? That's how motherfuckers thinking they can, that be the play. In case they, oh, I got money. No, nigga. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Man, listen here, man. Everybody got to, whatever you doing, man, especially if you in these streets, you got to have an out. You got to have a deadline, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a deadline. You got to, and you got to stick to that deadline, because if you don't, man, it ain't gonna be good. It ain't gonna be good, because your day gonna come. You see what I'm saying? You got to go on and figure what it is that you gonna do. That you can control that and continue to generate money and shit, and you know what I'm saying? You have to go on and figure out what it is you want to do. You don't understand what I'm saying? Cause America has fallen. You see what I'm saying? And that's reality. All the shit given. They didn't. The gig is up on that shit. You know what I'm saying? And these Europeans is trying to they trying to get what they can out of the what's left. You see what I'm saying? They ain't giving your ass shit. You know what I'm saying? And so here it is. If nothing else, if you got Marcus Garvey talking about do for self, what little bit you can't fucking agree with, okay, but what about what you can agree with? You see what I'm saying? And there's so much that could be used today to help benefit our people, but yet instead you motherfuckers prop up white politicians and shit. You ain't got no problem with propping their ass up, but then y'all want to shoot Marcus Garvey down because he said that black people should go to Africa. Yeah, he said that at a time when they was pouring gasoline on niggas. He said that at a time when they was taking our babies, using them for alligator bait. He said that at a time when they was hanging babies, black babies, and women, pregnant women. They was hanging pregnant women. They was lynching pregnant women, cutting their stomachs open and pulling the babies out the stomach. And so, Marcus Garvey lived at a time where anywhere is better than here. Just like Malcolm X was talking about the plantation, and he said the house nigga was trying to keep him on the plantation, and he said, where you gonna eat better food than here? Where you gonna get better clothes than here? That's that house nigga. And but he asked the field nigga. You say, where you gonna go? He say, any place is better than here. Any place is better than. See, what niggas have become, they have become accustomed to living on the plantation. That's the reality. It ain't about we leaving, but goddamn, if the shit get too motherfucking hot, you have to have a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C. You see what I'm saying? And our people, we have become accustomed to living on the plantation. Yes, we built this motherfucker. That don't mean shit. That don't mean shit. We ain't did. Yeah, we built it, but goddamn it, we haven't built our community up enough to be able to keep these motherfucking beasts from killing our ass. And because we done laid up under the beast for so long, knowing we should have did something different, whether and I don't believe at all that we would have ever done no better than what we could have done a little better, but ultimately we wasn't gonna do too much better because the white man is not gonna let nobody. That's why they getting these motherfuckers up out of here now. That's why motherfuckers is coming up out of here now. You not coming over here doing better than him. Cause you got to always think like who gonna let you come, who gonna let you come on they block, nigga, and open up a spot, nigga, and start slanging on they block. You understand what I'm saying? What nigga gonna let you come on they block and open up a spot and start slanging more than them? I seen it. You know what I'm saying? And you know what niggas say? That shit going up tonight. That shit going up tonight. Niggas gonna firebomb that motherfucker tonight. You see what I'm saying? So yeah. I'm looking. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. We gonna burn that motherfucker up tonight. That's what motherfuckers gonna do. Ain't nobody gonna let you nigga come on they block, nigga, and set up no damn spot, nigga, and get more money than they get. What fucking block? What kind of shit is you talking about? You feel what I'm saying? Y'all niggas gotta wake up to reality. Like the white man, you know what I'm saying? Every time a nigga has something good going on, that white man burnt that shit down. You see what I'm saying? Jealousy. That white man burned it down every motherfucking time, and he gonna burn it down all the time. Cause you gotta think it's about power. It ain't about no motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna let you come in their motherfucking house, nigga. Even if they took it, they ain't gonna let you do it. Thank you, family. Even if they took it. They ain't gonna let you motherfucking let you do motherfucker get to seeing you, nigga gonna rob the fuck out of you. You know what I'm saying? You set up on this block and nigga and start in his neighborhood. Man, they gonna try to rob the shit out of you, nigga. Straight up. Yeah, I'm available whenever you ready. No, it is what it is. That's reality, nigga. That's why you niggas end up in the box. Cause you too, reality is reality, nigga. You see what I'm saying? Reality is reality. Is your mama? Leave his ass in there. Don't take his ass out of there. Southern charisma. You ain't nothing but a fraud, nigga. You ain't nothing but a fraud, nigga. You see, leave him in there. You ain't nothing but a fraud, nigga. Hiding behind YouTube. Hiding behind YouTube. You's a fraud, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You come anywhere, I'm nigga, you be casualty. You a casualty waiting to happen, nigga. You see, you have to learn to hold your tongue, nigga. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, nigga, you fuck around and get yourself in a whole lot of trouble. Oh shit. South Africa is in the house. We got South Africa in the house. Who is that? Let me see. I'll put some motherfuckers out of here. Yeah, I just had to put a couple motherfuckers out of there. Yeah, I put a couple motherfuckers out. If I see, thank you, family. Yeah, if I see a couple motherfuckers. What'd you say, Tony? I ain't see no question. What'd you say, Tony? You saying you asked? I'm trying to see what question you asked. It might have got past me. Ask it again. I am taking a question. Tony Snow, going to ask your question again. Reverse image. All your messages is retracted. So I don't know who retracting them. Are you retracting them? But goddamn it, you running? Yeah, you running, nigga. You could put some shit up there. Quit goddamn running. And put something in there worth a nigga time. Y'all niggas out here too late for that shit. Take your silly ass to sleep if you ain't got nothing else to do. You see what I'm saying? You better get your ass up, nigga, and get. I left a super chat asking, would you ever debate Brother Sanchez? Brother Sanchez ain't on my level, man. I don't give him no, he let him do his flat earth shit. You see what I'm saying? He another YouTube nigga. Don't nobody want to see when Brother Sanchez could lead the internet and go and do live lectures and shit and things of that nature, then and build up. He got to do a little more than that. You see what I'm saying? He got to go over there and do flat earth and shit and this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? You got to be on my level. No matter what people think about me, you know what I'm saying? I built this community. You see what I'm saying? Even the lecturers, how niggas our age and younger is doing lecture. I gave niggas that line. You see what I'm saying? Most of them niggas over there, a house of consciousness. I built that house. You see what I'm saying? So even the nigga, that's why it ain't gonna never flourish. You see what I'm saying? You know? It really really that was my world, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas was out on the corners and shit, doing shit. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't, I was doing lectures and shit. Them niggas wasn't doing no lecture. Them niggas was out on the corner. You know what I'm saying? And I showed motherfuckers the lane. And so, he ain't, it's nothing that he could do with me, at all. He could just do what he doing. But if he need to get with me, is the fact that he can't stand alone. I don't need to debate no motherfucking body. You know what I'm saying? I will debate if they qualify, but most of the motherfuckers I'm gonna debate. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I didn't debate it. You know, I don't see nothing that the Christians can do. They can't do nothing with me. It's over with. The Jew, Hebrew motherfuckers, they can't do nothing with me. It's over with. The Muslim motherfucker, they can't do nothing with me. It's over with. You know what I'm saying? And so most of the ideologies that I didn't did, heavy damage. I lecture, you know what I'm saying? But it would take somebody really big for me at this point in my life for me to come out and debate a motherfucker. It got to be worth my time. Beating up on debating brother Sanchez, that ain't nothing on my, that ain't gonna bring no big medals on my chest. You know what I'm saying? So, at this point in time, if I'm gonna debate a motherfucking imam or over in Saudi Arabia or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or some goddamn cardinal or some high ranking motherfucker in the Catholic Church or something like that. That's where I'm not, I didn't debated all the niggas that I needed to debate on this street. I mean, really, street level. And that don't mean the street saying, but I didn't did that. You know what I'm saying? And if anything, elevate the community. Sure, you know what I'm saying? Elevate the community. You know? Elevate the motherfucking community. Show me you 360. You know what I'm saying? Lead a motherfucking YouTube and go do some public lectures. Thank you, family. Lord Jamar. Man, please. Man, please. Lord Jamar got beat up by a white boy. Man, please. He lost his total composure. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. As a matter of fact, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he most definitely crashed out. You know what I'm saying? Cause he was fighting some bullshit, and that was some bullshit. You know, but that's what they believe. And but I'm not getting in because it don't make no difference. You know, motherfuckers fight. You know whether I didn't been around this motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? And so I don't see it no being no motherfucking flat. And I'm not even about to get into it with no motherfucker. Would I ever link with Umar? No, I know what we two different. Some things need to stay apart. You know what I'm saying? And, and that don't mean it can't be no work. But you know what I'm saying? We two houses. Even though it's about Africanism, it's just two different houses. You see what I'm saying? I come up under Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark, you know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm roll. That's where I roll. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm not going no other road. You feel what I'm saying? So that's just that's how I rock. I think it might be, some, certain stars need to, even though you look up in the sky, they got their own place in the sky. You feel what I'm saying? And doing work, separately sometimes is the best thing to do. You feel me? It's just the best motherfucking thing to do. But that don't mean you ain't waking people up. You know what I'm saying? You still waking people up. Sometimes you can put some shit together and that shit ain't gonna be right. You know what I'm saying? You just had to let shit be. You know what I'm saying? Quit trying to force shit. So we did lectures. We did lectures before. We did one lecture before. But you know what I'm saying? I don't think that, that was appreciated, because we was in Harlem, nigga, and it most definitely, nigga, it was my house. And that was real talk, you know what I'm saying? I built that house, you know what I'm saying? And so motherfuckers know that. Well, you know what? I don't never say never. I didn't say never. I didn't say never. I didn't say never. But, you know, I'm being reasonable too. I'm being reasonable. You say again about Bobby Hemmit. I think Bobby Hemmit is one, when it comes to occultism, I think Bobby Hemmit it was dynamic. In some of the things that he was teaching. I think he was dynamic. But I think because, what, he said some things about the historians that was out of pocket. And I think Khalid Muhammad had enough of Bobby Hemmett, because Bobby Hemmett say some dumb shit too now. He say some dumb shit that totally irrelevant, because he be looking, sometimes he just, he'll say some crazy shit like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't got nothing to do with the knowledge. He just, he want to cater all the way to the street niggas. You know what I'm saying? And so he'll say some wild out shit that be like, man, goddamn, you didn't even have to say that. I tried to, introduce, Bobby Hemmit to some people. And man, during the speech, I didn't listen to the whole speech. And man, that nigga said some crazy shit that I regretted even playing the fucking video. Like, man, damn, nigga, what the fuck is you talking about? Like, nigga, god damn. And that's why I believe Khaled had cut in there, Bobby, because you talking stupid. Stick to the knowledge, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Real talk. Ain't no if, ands, or but about it. Like, nigga, you didn't have, you know what I'm saying? You did not have to say that, man. God damn, you put me on Front Street, like, nigga. You fuck with a nigga that say, would say, and like, it was crazy. He got lectures, nigga, where he don't do, and the motherfucker is a classic. You know what I'm saying? The way he tap into the shit is a classic. And then you would go to some other shit where, nigga, either you done sipped on that goddamn whiskey early into the, you feeling yourself, nigga, and you go overboard. Nigga, I ain't never said no shit like what that nigga done said. So shut the fuck up. You don't know what the fuck you talking about. I ain't said nothing like what Bobby Hemmett said. So shut the fuck up. You don't know what the fuck you talking about. Shut your bitch ass up. Get your bitch ass, get over where you need to be at. Shut your bitch ass up. Get your bitch ass out. Yeah, but other than that, like I said, I don't. I mean, I listen to, I watch Bobby Hemmett. Know what I'm saying? I watch Bobby Hemmett. You know what I'm saying? Especially for the cult, cause he was like, when it came to that, he was the primary teacher. You know what I'm saying? But one day that man said something about some babies and shit, man. Like, whoa, nigga. Whoa. Yeah, he did, but he said some a whole lot of things. But see, when niggas trying to, when you already got teachers that then already dropped, they're just like Malachi Z. York. He tried to talk about Dr. Ben. You know what I'm saying? He was talking against the ancient Egyptian knowledge. And then the nigga end up co-opting the ancient Egyptian knowledge. He called Dr. Ben a demon. You see what I'm saying? He called Doc, he said these is demons and shit. Yeah. And talked about the ancient Egyptian gods and shit and all of that. And then the nigga co-opted it. You see? And so, Bobby Hemmett was trying to, get, because Dr. Bennett was teaching in one way, and then here he come. He wanted to teach something totally out of nowhere. You see what I'm saying? But eventually he stopped talking about Dr. Ben. But when he first came, he was talking about Dr. Ben in the African Senate scholars. And then somebody, and then now all of us, but you quoting crackers. You quoting all these crackers and shit. It's Stein, whatever these motherfuckers, even Aleister Crowley. Yeah, nigga, you on some Alex, so you got to take that with a grain of salt. You see what I'm saying? You got to take that shit with a grain of salt. But when you going into occultism, that's just what it is. You got to, when you going into occultism, you got to buckle in. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have you gotta have armor on to fuck with occultism. You see what I'm saying? You got to have armor on. And so you can't just go in there fucking with that occultism, taking it from you got to, you have to take that shit slow. So you know what the fuck you dealing with. But I'm not fucking with no Aleister Crowley at all, under no circumstances. You see, and a lot of occultists use Aleister Crowley. He's looked at as the the premier. He looked at as premier. He's up there with Madame Blavatsky, and you know what I'm saying, and a few more of them motherfuckers. I don't think Aleister Crowley ain't, you know what I'm saying, because the Nile Valley is the basis of all of that. You know what I'm saying? Aleister Crowley ain't really, because what he was talking about was superficial. You see what I'm saying? Was superficial. The shit was made up. A lot of that shit was made up. So, when you really get down into the heart of that shit, you know what I'm saying, and looking at, I mean, Aleister Crowley that shit was superficial. You know what I'm saying? He ain't no brother from the craft. He ain't from the Nile Valley. That motherfucker don't know nothing. He's still a Greek. See, that's why we came. We know he's still a Greek. What is he? He's a fucking Greek. You see what I'm saying? Y'all motherfuckers on the outside looking in. So you wasn't initiated into the craft. You know what I'm saying? You was on the outside and y'all took what y'all could, from the Kabbalism and shit and all of that. And y'all, but man, Aleister Crowley was doing dumb shit. That motherfucker was drinking cat blood and all that damn homo shit and all of that. Yeah, he was on some sick shit, man. Straight up. Aleister Crowley was sick. I don't fuck with nothing with Aleister Crowley. And though I look at them occultists, you see, you dealing with a white man, you dealing with a white woman. You see what I'm saying? And they didn't have no access. They was not even initiated into the craft. So what they call occultism, you have different types of occultism. You see, you got African occultism and you got European occultism. Totally different. Totally different. They got a different energy source. Black people come from the soul of melanin. You see what I'm saying? Where, them white people come from coal. You see what I'm saying? All they shit is cold and you know what I'm saying? Weird and come from a weird place and shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, yeah. You say, so you don't think they had any real African ritual secrets? They probably has, you know what I'm saying? They probably got a superficial understanding of something. You see what I'm saying? They got a superficial, but a lot of time that's what the craft do. They give you the superficial understanding of it so you can run with it and play and get out their way. You see what I'm saying? But no, I don't think they got shit. You see what I'm saying? I don't think they got shit at all. The interpretation. They still ask them, have they learned how to be how the pyramid was built? You understand what I'm saying? And that'll tell it all. Cause if it ain't, cause a lot of our rituals is also science. You see what I'm saying? That's why you see a lot of the rituals is carved on the walls. But it's not just the ritual, it's also the Masonic science. It's also the architectural science. You see, that's ingrained into the ceremony. See, y'all niggas, yes, I'm about the ceremony. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of times, if people that just got ceremony ain't got the science. You see, they ain't got the science, and so a lot of the Greeks went over there, Plato and Socrates and shit, and got a little understanding. You see, and lied about, that they was the authors of it and this, that, and the third, but they never went far with it. You see, Greece fell in 200-300 years. Rome fell in 300-400 years. You see what I'm saying? So what did they do? I mean, if anybody got it, the Greeks and the Romans got it because they actually was able to see, Egypt while it was living. You see what I'm saying? So what the fuck they got today? What the fuck they got today? Nothing. They ain't got nothing. They falling now. When you look at how they operate, they ain't got nothing. They do exactly the opposite of how African people live. We don't destroy nature. That's a part of the science. They fucking over nature. So what rituals and what did they get? Simon who? Simon Toko. Never heard of it. Never heard of him in my life. I never heard of Simon Toko. I don't know who that is. I had to study him. I had to look into him. I had to look into him. You hear me to him. I take my time and look into him. Albert Pike. Albert Pike don't know shit. Albert Pike don't know shit. It's just another confused Neanderthal. That's all he is. Say they couldn't kill him. The Hebrews is a mythological group. You see what I'm saying? You don't know, the Hebrews is a mythological group. They don't have no place in history. They don't have no place in history. I don't know nothing outside. I don't know of anything outside of the Bible that speak of the Hebrews. You got motherfuckers backdating books and now trying to write them in and try to say, but they don't have no presence in the world outside of the Bible. You see, so I mean, based on the Bible, they was in and out of Africa, and and they, according to the Bible, they married and interbred with African people, according to the Bible. So if they, they would have had to been black, but other than that, I mean, because the characters is fictitious. Abraham, they say they come from Abraham. Ain't no Abraham. Where was there Abraham? No, nobody know of no Abraham. If you didn't have the Bible, you would never know of Abraham. So I mean, you depended on one book to tell you about Abraham. And no other book ever wrote about no damn Adam and Eve. So you got one book that just been published not too long ago. Man, the Bible is a recent book. It's not an ancient book. Yeah, they say. Well, I mean, the Bible say they was learned in Egypt. You see some evidence the serpent worship with the brazen serpent. You see the calf worship. You see the solar worship is in the book. You see, so I mean, yeah, there is some, but outside of that, when you go to the land of Israel, you have no ancient evidence. You go into Egypt, you have ancient evidence. You go into most of that shit over there in Israel just been built, in the 1400s and things of that nature. Those buildings over there are not old at all. Some of that shit was built by the Arabs. You got Al Aqsa Mosque, and you got that Dome of the Rock over there. You see so even what they call the Tomb of the Prophets, that got Abraham and they supposedly got Jacob and Isaac is over there. They call it the tomb of the prophet. Rachel and supposedly the wives of the prophets. But the Arabs put that over there. And when the Jews conquered in there, they went in there and a lot of the shit over there, the Knights Templars put that over there. Yeah, the Knights Templars put that over there. But nothing is from ancient times. Yeah, ain't nothing over there from ancient time. Yeah, we're gonna get back. We're gonna get back. I mean, when you think about how long we was in power versus how long we've been out of power, it's still, it could be overlooked. You know what I'm saying? We still was, you got to think we didn't been out of, all we didn't be we out of all. I think maybe the last time we was in some type of power was in West Africa, Mali, Ghana, and Songhai. But the Arab had touched that a little bit, but we still have some power. And then when the Moors went into Spain, we had some power. You see what I'm saying? But we done been, you have to think, we still, the amount of time we've been out of power is still the blank of our eye, compared to how long we was in power before we fell. So I mean, I believe that our people will get it together again. But it's gonna take. We took a hard fall. We took a hard fall, but we still the primordials, which mean that we got the power to come from up under this shit. Don, you say 30 questions. Don, ask your question right now. Ask the hardest question that you got right now, Don. Cause I'm going and ask your question. The black woman is God and always will be. Come on, Don, bring the smoke. Now, when I ask you to bring the smoke, you don't even come out. You talking about you done ask all these questions. I say what the question is, Don. You ain't wrote nothing. You taking too damn long. The Christian cross was on the walls of ancient Egypt. It ain't just Christian. I tell you what, she can't shave. If she close up them damn, if she close up her womb on your ass, you'll find out. She closed that womb up on your ass. You talking about I'm gonna see who gonna save you then, nigga. But anyway, Don, you done fled. But anyway, family, we been up here. I'm ready to go ahead and break it down. Don didn't took too long. I was gonna answer his question. Then he fled. But I'm gonna get up out of here, family. We'll have question and answers earlier tomorrow. Y'all be in the there you go. Coptics are not the original Egyptians. No, they not. I'm glad you put that in there. No, they not. Coptics ain't nothing but mixed breeds. That's all they is. Coptics are not original Egyptian. They mixed breeds, mixed with Greek and Roman. That's what they is. Mixed with Greek and Roman. Ain't nothing but the ancient boule. You understand? That's all they is. The ancient boule. You see what I'm saying? Working for the Greeks as turncoats. You see what I'm saying? That's how they steal the damn and tell you these is the ancient Egyptians. You see what I'm saying? Stealing our legacy. Them ain't nothing but bastards. The Coptics ain't nothing but bastards. Mansa Musa still the wealthiest man ever. Mansa Musa has some gold, but some of them Egyptian king, I don't know what shit. Man, some of them Egyptian pharaohs had some paper too. Thank you, family. Yeah, some of them Egyptian pharaohs had a lot of wealth too. Amenhotep the third, Ramesses the second. Them boys had paper for real. Who are the Berbers? The Berbers are like the Northern Africans. They did a lot of trading between East and West Africa. So they were like tradesmen, and so they did a lot of on camels and things of that nature. And they had cities, but that basically what they did. They traded amongst the cities, and they got rich. They were rich in that way because somebody had to do it, just like, you got cargo ships and shit moving all the products across the oceans. And that's how, the different commodities get to and fro. And so that's how they became rich, because they were able to move a lot of them commodities from East Africa to West Africa. But they stayed up in the northern regions of Africa and moved back and forth through the Sahara Desert. That's right. I don't have no. You gonna Simon Toko. You gonna have to get with me later on. I need time to even research that brother. But anyway, I appreciate y'all again, family. I'll be black a little later on. Get over there to 24-hour 7 days a week live stream. General Seti, Sara Suten Seti YouTube page. Get over to the Patreon, and I'll see y'all a little later. Arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power.